Hey guys, my name's Chris Americos, and I'm going to tell you why Russian is better than English. Now, before you start arguing, how can I say that one language is better than another language, let me just tell you this. This is mostly a video where I'm going to be talking about what's cool about Russian, in my opinion, as an English speaker. But anyways, the first reason that Russian is way better than English is that Russian has cases. Now, if you haven't studied other languages before, you might not be familiar with what cases are. There are grammatical cases that show some kind of meaning connected to a word, usually a noun or an adjective, and it can give us some extra information about this word in the sentence. So in English, a lot of times, if you don't put the word in the right place in the sentence, if you say one word before another word, then this meaning might not be the same, or it might change the meaning completely. Or it might just be grammatically incorrect. But languages that have cases can use these words in a more flexible way, because the sentence meaning is already connected to the word. The second reason that Russian is so much better than English is that Russia occupies 11.5% of the landmass in the world. And that's just Russia. When you take into consideration other countries that are near Russia and Russian-influenced countries, we could probably say that about 15% of the land on Earth speaks Russian. Now sure, a large percentage of the world also speaks English. And that's what brings us to the third reason that Russian is so much better than English, and that's because if you know Russian, you can speak to Vladimir Putin. And come on guys, he's like the friendliest politician in history, so wouldn't you want to speak with him like all the time if you could? So learn Russian. And another reason that Russian's better than English is that nouns have direction. So this is connected to cases again. And what I mean by nouns have direction is that if you say the word camera in English, this doesn't really tell me anything about how the word will work in a sentence. It doesn't tell me if I'm saying it as an object, like I see a camera. Or it doesn't tell me if it's the subject, like the camera is filming. It doesn't tell me anything, really, about this word. It only tells me what the thing is, the thing that we call camera. But it doesn't tell me how it works with other words in a sentence. But in Russian, the noun can have different endings. And so if you change the ending, you can say to the camera, or at the camera, or about the camera. And you can do that only saying one word, camera, just with different endings. So that's really cool because in English we need to include lots of extra words and make sentences even longer. Another reason why Russian is better than English is that in Russian, articles don't exist. Now hold on, let me explain what that means. I'm talking about the definite article and indefinite article, so the words the or the and a and an. Russian just doesn't use these words. There are some ways in Russian to understand this concept, but people don't speak with articles like we do in English. In English, before many nouns, we need to include these articles. We need to include these words. And it makes our sentences longer again, and it makes our language more difficult. And if you ever speak to a Russian person, you hear a Russian accent in English, you'll probably hear that they forget to say articles in many places. So we could say that John is a man in English, but in Russian they don't use articles, so it would be more like John is man, which in English sounds like caveman talk. But just imagine if you didn't have to use all those extra words. Wouldn't it be great? And another reason that Russian is so much, like way much, like a million times better than English is because Russian is a phonetic language. So in English, a lot of times when you see letters, you actually don't pronounce them. They're silent, or they change the sound of another letter, but in Russian, more or less, I'd say something like 90%, 95% even, of words that you see in Russian are going to be pronounced exactly how they are written. And that makes life a lot easier. So thanks for watching this video, guys. Don't forget to press like and press subscribe. Leave a comment down below this video and let me know why you think that Russian is better than English. Or maybe you think English is better than Russian. Challenge me. Go ahead. Leave a comment. I dare you. Alright, guys. See you next time.